So today, well, yesterday, we hear that the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, which was a law or a historical case in the US that was passed in 1973 related to women's right to her reproductive organ. This is related to things of parent planthood. So it's being overturned by the same court that permitted it in 1973. For feminists across the United States, they see this as a big blow back. But in reality, for white supremacy, it shows that they will not allow those white feminists who are also another branch, another segment, another section in white supremacy. And maybe I do another video another time about the historical people with the feminist movement who are big racist and white supremacists. So Roe versus Wade is a significant sign when people talk about the white supremacist replacement theory that we see the replacement theory is not just believed in white communities, but is also believed and practiced in the government on a government level, the Supreme Court level. And part of the replacement theory is that white people feels that they are being replaced by minorities or non-whites or POC. And it's understood that white women, the white community, they are not reproducing children as they used to produce them. And white women are also aborting their children, their babies, their own unborn babies at a high rate. So that will leave non-whites like Latinos and blacks and other groups who have a lot of children. So that will make white people within the United States a minority. So white people do not want to lose their numbers, meaning they don't want to lose their power. And this objective in the Supreme Court was pushed and thought of, initiated by ex-president Donald Trump, by his Supreme Court judge that he selected before he left office. So it goes that show that the replacement theory is also believed by the US government, majority of the Republican Party, because Republican states now has banned abortion. Now, as a Muslim, we know we don't abort our children. And abortion in Islam, there's some different rulings related to it, which we'll talk about it maybe in another future video. But Islam does not promote aborting children for any specific reason. So Roe versus Wade the overturn of it in Supreme Court, which shows that yes, the white government, white supremacy on the higher level in the government has recognized that whites are losing their number. And by overturning Roe versus Wade, this is the white supremacists preserving their lineage, their children, and stopping white women from aborting their babies so they can have the numbers. Despite the feminists who are upset and mad, it shows that the US government, who legalized abortion by Roe versus Wade in 1973, are no longer going to allow the white feminists to destroy the white family structure. They no longer going to allow the white women to destroy their lineage. It's sad because in the black community in the United States, the feminists in the black community has destroyed the nuclear family. But when we look at the white supremacists on a different level in the government, are not allowing the white supremacists, the white feminists, who also are offshoot of white supremacy through Planned Parenthood, because the founder of Planned Parenthood, if you look at some of her statements about black women and the black family, why they should abort their children to lessen their population, why abortion was pushed in the black community is to lessen the population of black peoples. And the black feminists who took on Planned Parenthood, who took on the white feminist agenda, destroying their nuclear home. But today, for white supremacy, was a big win. They no longer allow their feminists to destroy their lineage, to destroy who they are. But it should be a good lesson for the black community, and especially for black men, that look, the white supremacists are no longer letting those white feminists destroy their community. They are losing the numbers. They're losing the numbers. They're not reproducing. And they understand that they cannot have a future if white women are aborting their children. Now, if white women, through reversing or overturning Roe versus Wade, that means in some form of fashion, that the government down the line might do other few things to preserve the white family. That means that there's going to be some other things, because now these white women are going to say, well, since cost of living is high, gas is high, inflammation, and this and this and that, how are we going to provide for these children that we can abort, that we don't want? So the government is going to have something else to support the white nuclear family from going extinct. For sure, something else in the legal system is going to come down the line. Even though in the media, especially in the Democratic states, who are upset about the overturn of Roe versus Wade, are saying that, are they going to overturn same-sex marriage? I hope they do. I really hope they do. But in reality, what's going to be the next agenda is going to be how to preserve these children that these white women are going to have babies to that they don't want to have babies. So they're going to do something else in the government to preserve the white family. The first move was what? To overturn Roe versus Wade. Now the white women who are going to have these children, they're going to introduce something else to assist them to have and maintain these children. You just look out for that down the line. But for the blacks or black Americans, we need to take a deeper look into this and start saying, look, the white men, the white power structure are not allowing the feminists to destroy their community by destroying their lineage. What are black men and the black community going to do about the feminists and the legal system that support destroying the black family and create that atmosphere of single women, black single women raising children without the father in the house that produce Pookie and Ray Ray, and in the inner city, in the Democratic states, the shooting and the gun violence that's going on in the black community. Which appears that the Democratic Party does not have an answer to. And that Black American Muslim opinion, we are promoters of empowering our peoples. And we need to take a deeper look at what are the solutions for this issue in the black community. We could learn by the government overturning Roe versus Wade that they no longer allowing the white feminists to destroy them when the black community in the US is going to take heed. The replacement theory we see being practiced on a higher level in the government. The whites or the white supremacists see themselves being demised in the future. The YouTubers in the Muslim community are not talking from this angle. The YouTubers, the Muslim YouTubers, many of them are not talking from this angle because either or they're pushing the far right agenda like Daniel Hachikachu, or they pushing the left agenda like Yakin Institute, ISNA, ICNA, liberals, pushing liberal agenda, American politics. But for the black community, who this government been going at war with the black community for hundreds of years, so much so where they destroyed and killed and assassinated every civil rights movement or leader that was prominent and had change or was making change in the black community. They either assassinated and killed the leader, or put them in prison, or destroyed the movement altogether, or got the movement or the individuals to be with the far left. I give you an example of that. I recently looked at a local politician, Democratic politician in New York, who said it was a big loss also yesterday that the Supreme Court turned away or turned down issues related to having a license for concealed weapons. I can't remember the actual ruling, but it didn't favor the Democratic Party. And one of the Democratic in the in the impoverished area in New York that has a lot of gun violence, he's like, this was a big loss for them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The blacks in our community, Pookie and Ray Ray, who shooting up each other, they don't have no legal guns. So how was this court decision a letdown for the gun violence in the black community? The people who shoot it up don't even buy legal guns. You're pushing an agenda that has nothing to do with black people. So this is the black politicians in these democratic states. They're not connected to the people's or the people's issues. We have to admit that none of these peoples have the solution for our community. But there are solutions. And these solutions that we can find for our communities here at Black American Muslim Opinions is Islam, Islam, Islam. The African American Muslim needs to start using Islam to empower their peoples, in particular the African American Muslim community, which is separated. The same social ills that's going on in America, unfortunately, some of these same social ills are also impacting the African American Muslim in America, because we're not using Islam to empower ourselves. Self-hate and self-defeat even affects African American Muslims. We need to take heed from the Roe versus Wade being overturned, that white people are no longer allowing the feminists and the far left to destroy their community and lineage. White men know that if he's not having babies and white women are aborting them, he doesn't have a future. Let's equate that to Islam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged the Muslim to what? Marry women that were lovely hearted and could have a lot of children, come from big families. So on the day of Yom Qiyamah, that he will have the most followers on the day of judgment. This is the sunnah of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Muslim in Islam, we are encouraged. We know our future lands with our children, or the Islam is with our children, or the future of Islam is with our children, and preserving them and having children and preserving these children. كلكم راء وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيتكم. الرجل مرئي على أهل بيته وهو مسؤول. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, all of you are shepherds and all of you are responsible over your flock. The man is responsible over those over in his household. Al-mar'a, the woman, hiya mas'uliyah, she is responsible, the caretaker over her husband's house when he is not there, over his children. Kulukum ra'in. All of you are shepherds. All of you responsible over your flock. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said another hadith about al-mawlud. Marry the woman who is what? Can have a lot of children, that is lovely hearted and can have children. That's the future of Islam, is through children. So Muslim, we have this understanding already in our faith. We can see why the white supremacist wants to stop white women from aborting their children, because if they abort their children, they have no future. The African American Muslim, we need to see we cannot no longer allow those feminists to destroy our family. In many states, not all, in many states, especially in democratic states, the feminist runs the legal system, the family court system. Especially here in New York. The feminists ruin family court system. The family court system is worse than criminal court. We need to take heed as black peoples in America. We need to take heed as African American Muslims, male and female, that the religion of Islam protect us from certain things. And Islam, huwa wakaya. Islam is a wakaya, is a shield, it's protecting you. It's protecting you. It's protecting your aqidah, your belief, your faith, first and foremost. By first having the correct beliefs, min kitab wa sunnah, from Quran and sunnah. Then Islam is protecting you by al-amalat. By what? The things that we do in the religion of Islam that we must do. Then what? Nahi anil munkar. The things that Islam prohibits, the prohibitions in Islam. Al-maruf, enjoining what is right, what? And forbidding what is al-munkar. All these things preserve you as a Muslim and preserve the family. So as Muslim, we didn't even talk about, well, the women are allowed to abort babies. That's already clear in our religion. And it starts first with, as zina is haram. Where zina, fornication in Islam, is a crime in Islam. Which in the Islamic law, a person could what? The hudud could be implemented on them. Of the lashes, beating, strikings, put it in prison. By Islamic law, which is practiced in the Muslim world. And marriage is encouraged. And providing, having the means before even you able to get married, having the means, meaning the man working and saving his money and getting his household, physical household, financially stable before he even gets married, so he could what? Maintain his wife and those children that comes from that marriage. Islam preserves al-usra. Kama qala Allah, Qu anfusakum wa ahlukum nara. Save yourself and your family from the hellfire. Islam preserves family. Even in the case of talaq, it preserves family and children. We need to take heed from this Roe versus Wade being overturned in the black community. The African American Muslim need to take the heed to this, because many of us don't look at it this way. We look at it as, oh, look, the Republicans and the Democrats, they are fighting. Look, the feminists lost. We might see that, some of us. But we don't see that, hey, the replacement theory is in effect. And we see it at the high level of government, Supreme Court. They have recognized that, yeah, man, the white man is not reproducing children like that. Republicans pushed that. That wasn't pushed by the Democratic Party, even though on the down low, those Democratic politicians was part of it. They played both sides of the fence. They could have stopped that, but they didn't. They just gave the lip service as if they didn't want it. But they know in the down low, the white society will not exist as all the white women are aborting their babies and all the Latinos and Asians and black people are having children, having 2 or 3 children, have 4 children. Myself, I have 3 children. Myself have 3 children, want some more by law's permission. The white woman, she don't want to have all these kids. She want to chase her career. She don't want to be a mom. She want to chase her career. Feminists, Western feminists want the birth control. I get pregnant. Oh man, there's abort the baby. I have my career. I have to put first. White man know this is destroying the numbers, his numbers. You know the feminists is destroying the household, destroying the family. So the white man, he changed it. He overturned those laws which he made, overturned it because it wasn't benefiting the white family structure, white privilege long term. Because if the Latinos keep on having babies and black people's having babies and Asians have a lot of children, sooner or later, these 3 groups will outnumber white peoples in America. And we know white supremacy don't want to have that. You've seen the replacement theory in action from the highest part of government, Supreme Court. While some Muslims who are from the far right, they're happy and stuff because they're pushing the white supremacy agenda on the down low. But they don't see this, and many of us don't see this as the replacement theory that the white supremacists are using. The replacement theory that that white boy who was 18 years old shot up them peoples and killed them in Buffalo, New York. The replacement theory, which caused them to shoot up them black folks in Buffalo, New York, we seeing the replacement theory being implemented from the highest level of government. That's the Supreme Court. They don't want the minorities to outnumber them. Latino women having their babies. The Latino population is growing very rapid in the United States. Asian community, black community, somewhat, some so, because the black woman still have an abortion. And those Democratic states, they're gonna be on a rampage, those women, those feminists. But the Republican Party, they preserving themselves. They see their numbers getting declining. That is the replacement theory in action by the highest place of government. I would end it on that level. I think I already explained what I needed to explain. If you like this and want to assist, to let everybody know, on Facebook, on social media, many black voices talking about black social issues are being shadow banned. So if you like to support us, please like and share the video. Like and share, please. Please follow me on YouTube. And also, if you like to donate, please, you could donate to my Cash App at Islam's Finest, Islam's Finest. And you can see $ Islam Finest. You can see it in the description of this video. Thank you.